Rev up your engine. It's time for ScottyKilmer.com. Today I'm going to show you how to change wheel bearings out in a Toyota. And if you notice, I'm wearing glasses. And that's because I value my eyes. We're going to do some hammering and grinding, so you want to protect your eyes when you do that. The first thing you want to do is jack the car up in the air. Put the jack on a mounting part and jack it up high enough so the tire is 2 or 3 inches off the ground. Then if you don't like your hands getting dirty, put on some gloves. I've been using these safe grip gloves for years. They keep your hands from getting all cut and keep all the grease off of you. And just pull the wheel off. Hit the wheel to get it off and push it out of the way. The wheel bearing's hiding inside here, so you have to take the brake off to access it. Get a wrench and take the backing nuts off of the brake. Once you get the 2 bolts off, the brake caliper slides out of the way and take the rotor off. The bearing's hiding inside here. There's 4 little bolts inside here, 14 millimeters, to hold the hub in. So we take all the bolts off, and then the hub comes right out. You'll notice the hub is a whole assembly. We have to take this apart to put the new bearing in. Just give it a good whack with a hammer. Then it'll unscrew and you can get the end off. Then you're going to need this puller to take it apart with. The puller goes on top of the bearing assembly. Then you bolt it on so it's nice and tight. Then the bearing assembly comes apart. But here's a trick. You've got to get the race off here. You've got to grind it off. So get an air grinder and cut the race in half. Now you don't have to cut the race all the way in half. You make a line and then hit it with a chisel. Then you need to go to some solid ground. Put the hub on the ground and put the bearing on top of it. Then get a big socket that fits over the top of it and tap it on. You hammer until it's seated. When the shiny part is covered up and you only see the dirty part, it's done. Then just get the nut and tighten it back on. And if you have anti-lock brakes like this car, don't forget to put the anti-lock brake wheel back on. Be sure to tighten all 4 bolts nice and snug. Then get the brake disc and put it back on. It'll just slide in place. And bolt the caliper back on too. Put these 2 14 millimeter bolts on nice and tight. Then roll the wheel in and put it back on. Tighten up the lug nuts and let the jack down. Then take the car for a good road test. There are 2 wheel bearings in the back. You might still hear noise and have to change the other side. And if you've got a car question you need answered right away, just visit ScottyKilmer.com. I answer all questions absolutely free.